I built a RuneScape randomizer that controls the fate of my account, locking skills and quests behind the Slayer skill, but many essential and iconic gear upgrades are also locked behind Slayer. To have a chance at an item, I'll first need to roll a task for the monster that drops it and then get the drop. This extra layer of RNG makes it hard to target a given item, so if I want to progress my account, I'm going to need to do some Slayer assignments, and lots of them. Hi, I'm Dan, and this is Slayerscape, a massive grid of tiles containing all of old school RuneScape's quests and skills. Every tile must be unlocked by earning keys. The Slayer Masters of Gielinor each hold a small collection of these keys, and each time we complete an assignment, they may choose to grant us one. I'll be unlocking old school RuneScape one tile at a time in this randomized adventure, and I welcome you to come along for the journey. We are so back, and I'm going to get started with a little bit of wood cutting here. I've got a black axe in my inventory, but I don't have the unlocked wood cutting level to actually equip this yet. So let's pick up that tile so I can chill and do a little bit of wood cutting. I've got some plans, I'm thinking about some things, and those things require logs. We do still have our scurious rat task in progress, and hopefully I can squeeze out a few more kills there, but I'm thinking I've got some Slayer keys to spend. Maybe we can get some upgrades, some quest unlocks that will make killing scurious a little easier for us. Hey, it's level 20 woodcutting. Not a big deal, but we can go ahead and claim that tile here in Slayerscape. Doesn't reveal anything, but it still feels good. What's that, Gertrude? Me? Sell my kittens for death runes? No, I could never do that to you. No, of course not. Some of my future plans also involve more fire making, and this would also reveal 2 tiles, so let's get this unlocked and start some fires. Fire making is such an uninteresting skill that I don't even want to watch myself do it, so I won't make you watch it either. All right, and that's level 20 fire making. I was trying to make like an arrow pointing at me, but then I miscounted how many logs I had and there was this plant in the way over here. But hey, here's a cool little fire sword. That's cool, right? Swing that around. What the fuck am I doing? But let's head into Slayerscape and claim the level 11 to 20 fire making tile. And we reveal, yes! Yes, this is what I was looking for. This is what I wanted. Oh yes, agility 11 to 20. Okay, so if we do agility 11 to 20, we can immediately go to agility 21 to 30, and 25 agility is currently needed for several of our quests. Mountain Daughter, Ghost Ahoy, The Grand Tree, and In Search of the Myarchy. The latter 2 quests are crucially important for advancing both the monkey storylines and the vampire storylines. Excellent tile. We are going to do this right away. Let's get agility 11 to 20 unlocked and go run around in circles. Ah, I'm so stoked to do agility. I love this skill, man. And that's level 20 agility. Right on. Let's hop into Slayerscape and get that tile claimed right away because it actually does reveal something for us, which is very chill. And we find Twilight's Promise. Nice. But with that revealed, we are going to combo right into the next bracket of agility, 21 to 30. Because yeah, 25 agility, very big for questing. Let's get to it. All right, and just like that, level 30 agility has been achieved. Wonderful. Let's get that tile claimed in Slayerscape. 21 to 30 agility has been completed, and what did we reveal there? The Corsair Curse and a Ghost Ahoy I already had. I'm bad at my own video game. Now, I am itching to get back to my rat task and try some more scurious, but we still have 3 keys to play with, and with 25 agility, we are now able to complete the Grand Tree. Completing this quest will give us some fat, juicy attack experience and a bit of agility and magic experience as well. It's also going to reveal 2 tiles. It's a prerequisite for Monkey Madness, which is crazy to me that we are theoretically close to being able to do Monkey Madness. So without further ado, I think the next thing we're going to do is the Grand Tree. The Grand Tree, a completely unrealistic story about an overtly racist cop putting the lives of civilians in danger. King Narnode tells us that the Grand Tree is dying, but he has no idea why. He hands us a piece of tree bark and a copy of Gnomish for Dummies, then sends us to find a gnome named Hazelmere. Hazelmere draws us some lewd fan art of Neve, which provides little information. Luckily, we have the quest guide plugin. It turns out a man bearing the King's Seal visited Hazelmere asking for Draconia rocks, which have the power to kill the tree. The king asks us to update the Chief of Police Gluff about the situation. We interrupt Gluff as he scarfs down a sloppy wormhole. He immediately reveals his extreme prejudice against all humans without any prompting. We return to the king, who tells us they've already made an arrest somehow. The allegedly guilty human Charlie tells us that Gluff planted the Draconia rocks in his car and that he had less than a gram of snakeweed on him at the time he was arrested, which is not a felony possession charge in the Gnome Kingdom. We break into Gluff's house to steal his diary and read some erotic gnome fanfiction. Gluff instantly arrests us for petty larceny, with an admittedly airtight case given that we committed the offense right in front of him. After briefly considering a steamy prison affair with Charlie, King Narnode arrives to break us out of jail and we make a daring escape on a gnome glider. We find our way to the Curumjan shipyard that Charlie mentioned while in the prison showers. Using our cunning and charisma, we skillfully trick the shipyard foreman into giving us a copy of a lumber order. Back in the stronghold, we track down Gluff's girlfriend Anita, who decides to give us a key to Gluff's private belongings, despite us being publicly arrested several minutes earlier. We use the key to recover Gluff's manifesto, which details his plans to harvest the Grand Tree's lumber, build a fleet of ships, and wage war against the humans. When we present our mountain of evidence to the king, he's kind of just like, "I don't know what to tell you, bud," then hands us some sticks. The quest comes full circle as we use the Gnomish for Dummies book we got earlier to decipher that these sticks can be used to spell the word open. This reveals a secret tunnel in Gluff's house to the roots of the Grand Tree. Gluff attempts to defend himself by summoning a black demon, but it's no match for us with our ability to click the prayer orb 200 times per minute. We tell the king what happened, and he informs us that Gluff will receive the maximum disciplinary action, 6 weeks paid leave with a mandatory 4-hour anti-harassment seminar. And that's quest complete. 5 quest points, 18,400 attack XP, very nice, 7,900 agility XP, that's pretty great, and 2,150 magic XP. This also gives us access to the gnome gliders, and we definitely want more ways to get around the map right now, so that's always nice. But more importantly, that fat stack of XP got us to level 34 agility, 53 attack, and 29 magic. We'll hop into Slayerscape and claim the tile associated with that quest, the Grand Tree completed. Awesome, and what do we find? Hey, Herblore levels 31 to 40. That's kind of nice. We're still working on 21 to 30 here, but it's nice to know that as soon as we do get to 30, we can unlock that next tile, so we'll always be able to keep putting lamps into Herblore. We also unlock the Garden of Tranquility. This is a notorious farming related quest. We don't quite have the farming level to do it right now, nor do we have all the quest requirements, but this quest is a prerequisite for some future things we want to do, like Defender of Varrock, as well as one of the diary tasks in Varrock. Our latest foray of skilling and questing and completing tiles didn't exactly net us too much power beyond an attack level or 2, but I want to get back to the rat. We've got 18 more rat kills to do. If I'm being honest, killing Scurious was sort of more about the meme potential than getting any of the drops, but we'll try to send a couple kills and see if we get lucky with anything. Ow, damn it. Son of a, please. Oh god, that was so sloppy. I'm just gonna do regular rats for the rest of this task. We will be strong enough to kill Scurious more reliably in the future, I'm sure. We're back in Mauritania, picking up our next task for Mashna. What'll it be? 20 Catapult Pond. Well, that task sucks, but you know what sucks more is using Slayer Ring charges to get here to Mauritania. What would be really excellent is if instead we were teleporting here with an ectoile, which we can get now that we have 25 agility if we complete the Ghost Ahoy quest. So I'm thinking we unlock this now and go get this quest sorted. Doing this quest is going to require us to spend a little bit of money. We need 1 silk, 8 pots, 1 bucket of milk, 9 buckets of slime, and an oak longbow. All in, that will cost us 194 GP. Ghost Ahoy, a story about life, death, and the futility of collective action versus an oligarch. Valerina here wants to move on to the next world, but like all ghosts in the town of Port Phasmatis, her passage has been denied by local tyrant Necrovarus. We meet with an NPC that Jagex had the audacity to name Old Crone. After making the kind elderly woman a cup of tea, she recalls a spell that will let us command Necrovarus to allow any ghost to pass on. She also tells us of her son who ran away at the age of 12 to sail the high seas, unaware that the sailing skill wouldn't be released for another 20 years. She gives us a toy boat that she made for him. We find a pirate-themed restaurant along the shore and decide to stop in for a quick lobster dinner. The crone's son is there as well, but refuses the toy boat as he doesn't recognize its colors. Quick aside, this quest requires you to inspect the colors of a flag where you can only properly see the flag while the wind speed is low. But the logic here has always bothered me, so let me ask you, which of the following makes it easier to view the flag? High speed winds or low? High or low? In any case, we spent 58 GP getting the right color dyes. We paint the boat in accurate colors and the cabin boy happily takes it, letting us pilfer a nearby chest for another piece of the map. Oh yeah, this quest has a treasure map that I didn't mention yet. We expertly parkour over to a chest that holds the third map piece using our recently acquired agility levels. The treasure map leads us to Dragon Tooth Island, where we find an old copy of Shonen Jump. Unable to read the language in the book, we consult with the only otaku in RuneScape, Akaranu. He agrees to translate the book in exchange for an oak longbow signed by Robin Hood, who apparently spends his days as a gambling addict in the local hotel. Gambling costs us 250 coins, but we get the bow and exchange it for what turns out to be a ChatGPT translation of the book. Disguised as a ghost, we astroturf an anti-Necrovirus campaign with the citizens of the town. We show Necrovirus our Change.org petition, and he calls us an idiot, saying that civic duty is for nerds. But while belittling us, he drops a key to the floor. We use the key to steal the robes from Necrovirus' mortal remains, implying that our player character was briefly looking at a nude corpse. We hand over the translated book and the robes to the sweet old lady, who enchants our Ghost Speak amulet with the power to command ghosts. Realizing that democracy has failed, we use the spell to enact positive change for the citizens of Port Phasmatis. And that's quest complete. We get 2 quest points, 2400 prayer XP, and the most important ectoile. We can now use this ectoile at any time. 1-click teleport to the ectofunctus just here outside of Port Phasmatis. That is pretty rad. It's going to make doing Mashna tasks just a lot more cozy because we can just teleport over here. We don't have to waste as many Slayer points upkeeping rings, which means we can just stockpile those Slayer points and save them for the future for cancels and blocks and all kinds of goodies. And perhaps more exciting than getting the ectophile is that this tile is going to reveal 2 tiles to us for claiming. So nice, let's get that claimed. And we find the medium Mauritania diary. Wow, we're all the way up to a medium diary here. And Tale of the Righteous, another Korend quest that we will do, I don't know, whenever we feel like going to Korend and getting that started properly. All right, it's time to get back to some Slayer. This is Slayerscape. This isn't security questionscape, please. Please. Hot tip, you can spam those doors and eventually they'll just let you through. We've got 20 Catable Pawn to kill if I remember correctly, so let's get that done. Level 54 attack, and that's a 20 Catable Pawn task complete. We'll get that key rolled with Mashna. Oh, and we get 36 shop allowance instead of a key. Oh well, another task from Mashna for task number 189. Oh sick, 42 ghosts. I haven't had a ghost task in a while. Nice. 50 Slayer coming in, that's pretty big. And because I clicked through that level up message so quickly I didn't even get to milk the unlock, level 50 gets us access to Bloodvelds, which upon looking at their loot table is actually not as exciting of an unlock as I thought, so never mind, forget I said anything about Bloodvelds. And that's a 42 ghost task complete. We did really well on battle staffs finally. I got an earth battle staff, air battle staff, and water battle staff. I think we've just about completed the drop table of Forgotten Souls at this point, so pretty excellent. Back in Slayerscape, we'll get that task logged with Mashna. Oh, music to my ears. Thank you, Mashna. It is time for task number 190. It's a multiple of 10, so we'll take that task from Vanica. Vanica, what you got for me? 75 shades. Okay, let me think about that for a second. I was considering doing the Shades of Morton quest right now before we do this. That way we could burn shades and participate in that minigame. However, our level 20 firemaking only lets us burn oak pyre logs, which will only let us burn up to the 2nd level of shade. But for now, we're going to kill lore shades. Stick to our homies, the green, the classic, the lore shade. We're about halfway through this shades task, and you know, the XP is great. I don't mind killing these things. They'll be even better to kill with the salve amulet one day. That's all fine and well. But you can see my health and prayer are drained right now, and it's because these things are so annoying. When you first click on one, so yeah, click on one and I start prayer flicking right away, you stop attacking. You just stop attacking. So you gotta put in another click and then start prayer flicking. And because of the weird thing where their misses don't count as combat actions, even if you have auto retaliate on, sometimes they'll hit you like 3 times and you won't start attacking them back. It's just like shades, man. Why is this such a weird, bespoke, janky spaghetti monster, man? Anyway, 39 more to go. All right, that's a 75 shades task complete. I would really like fighting these more if they weren't so janky. Jagex, please make it so when you click on a shade, you stay in combat with them, and that when they hit you, that initiates combat. I don't know what's going on with these things, but they're just a little... Look, I'm playing old school RuneScape. I like a healthy amount of jank, okay? But these things, these are too janky. Let's hop into Slayerscape and get that Vanica task logged. An 88.5% chance of getting a key. Surely. Okay. Man, the ectoile is so goated. Getting to Mauritania to pick up more Mashna task is quicker than ever. And with our current gear and prayers, we can reliably complete any task Mashna throws our way. So I think it's time for a little Mashna montage. Let's go. Our first mystic drop, nice. Oh, we got the fire battle staff there. Buy ourselves a new kitten. All right, that was a nice little grind. That shade task took us to 199 task completions. We got the Mystic Boots Light. I currently don't even have the level 40 magic to wear those, and the bonuses are not incredible, but it's nice to have. We also managed to pick up the Fire Battle Staff, completing our collection of elemental battle staffs from the ghosts on the Isle of Souls, so that is really excellent. But we also have another little surprisey-wisey. During that little grind, we managed to complete a couple clue scrolls, 3 beginners and 1 easy, so let's go ahead and open those up. 3 beginners, let's go. A steel axe, underwhelming. Next one. A steel full helm, that might be used as like a clue item or something, could be useful. And an oak longbow. Oh, didn't we just have to buy one of these earlier for the quest? Oh well, that's life. But on to the juicy casket. Let's open up this easy. Guaranteed to be something absolutely sick. You know it, I know it. Let's get it open. We got a Bob shirt. We got 13 dig site tellies. We got the Bob shirt. What does it look like on the back? Wait, this thing is actually sick. Oh my god. Bob shirt season. But for now, it's time for us to head out over to Edgeville, down to Vanica to pick up our 200 Slayer task. Damn, we're at 200 tasks already. Pretty freaking sweet, man. We are headed over to Vanica to pick up task number 200, our 200 Slayer task. But as we head over there, we can't forget to roll our 9 Mashna tasks. I don't think I've ever done a Giga roll with Mashna, so this should be pretty elite. Let's hop into Slayerscape, pop open the Slayer Masters, and we will be rolling 9 Mashna tasks. Oh, all right. I am stoked. You are stoked. Let's do this. Ah, 2 keys, and then the rest was shop allowance. Not amazing. I don't even think we really went on rate because we would have expected at least 3 keys given the current chance. So Mashna kind of let us down, but hey, I don't mind doing a grind of 9 keys to do 9 rolls like that. It is so fun every time. As we head to Vanica to grab another task, let's talk a bit about random chance. Of course, randomness plays a big role in this account, dictating what skills we have access to and which quests we can complete. But it also plays a significant role when it comes to upgrading our gear. We only kill and loot monsters on task, which means we're not just contending with an individual item's drop rate, but also the chance of getting a specific task to kill the NPC that drops the item. Let's look at an example. Vanica currently has a roughly 1 in 23 chance of assigning us Fire Giants. Fire Giants have a 1 in 128 chance to drop the iconic rune Scimitar. On average, Vanica will assign us 65 Fire Giants to kill, which works out to a 2 in 5 chance for the task. So, with some fuzzy fraction multiplication, we can say that every time we take a Vanica task, we have roughly a 1 in 57 chance of getting a rune Scimitar. These numbers all change as we gain combat and Slayer levels, unlocking new and potentially less desirable tasks. Given all that, here are our chances at some upgrades we'd like to get. Alright, now let's grab that task. 61 Moss Giants. Alright, that's exciting. It's something new. Actually, the tile I showed a second ago with the rune plate legs actually accounted for the chance of getting a mossy key first and then hitting the rune plate legs on the mossy chest loot table. So yeah, maybe we'll get a kill on Bryophita here. What? I got a mossy key on my first kill! Whoa! That's crazy. Oh, streamer luck confirmed. We have to try our luck at Bryophita now, right? Nice, that's 58 attack. Getting close to dragon weaponry if we can ever get our hands on any. Damn, another mossy key. Nice. Hey, our first ever ancient shard on the account. That's kind of cool. Alright, Moss Giants are a pretty awesome task. A couple decent drops, but a ton of big bones, good XP, and of course, we managed to get ourselves 2 mossy keys in the process. So now I'm going to head over to Bryophita, and we're going to try to kill her twice. See if we can pull that off. Alright, so I'm thinking for Bryophita, we will see the return of Magic Man. Now, this is still just the trial version of Magic Man. We want to be using fire spells to take advantage of Bryophyta's 50% weakness. I lack the 35 magic to cast Firebolt, so we will be sticking to Fire Strike. I don't even have 30 magic to use one of my battle staves, and I definitely don't have 40 magic to equip my cool mystic boots. But I think we still can do this fight. Pretty sure I won't die, pretty sure I won't waste a key. I don't know. It's only one way to find out. Let's send it. Okay, I really didn't want to waste a dose of anti-poison, so I just refused to do it. I think we get 150 prayer for clicking that. That's pretty sweet. And we will loot the chest for the first time. An adamant plate body and a beginner clue. Nice, very nice. Let's get the hell out of here before we die. All right, we'll get our stats reset, and we'll go in and get that second kill. Nice. Jeez, that was close. Right down to the wire. Well done. The bigger concern, though, is that I did use more than half of the mind runes I had available, so I think we'll spend 330 gold on another 100 mind runes. Take that out of our allowance. Won't be a big deal. That's another Bryophita kill, getting us to 200 tasks, awarding us 200 points for that 61 Moss Giant task. Let's go ahead and loot the chest. And we get, rune med helms. Not super exciting. We already have those. Another beginner clue, though. Nice. All right, it's GTFO. Getting smacked on the way out the door. That's always fun. 200 Slayer assignments. That is pretty mega. Pretty happy with that. Over in Slayerscape, we've really started to put a dent into Mashna. We've found 23 of his 40 keys. He's got 17 more to give us. Vanica's got a lot more to get, 46 more keys we can get with Vanica, but we still have not actually broken into Crystalia. Crystalia right now holding a decently high key chance, a little lower than Vanica, but more importantly, some of her tasks will give us access to new and exciting drop tables, including the Lauren's chest. So I think it's time for us to maybe try just a little bit of Wilderness Slayer again. It's been a while, but I think now is the perfect time to try our luck again. You and I, we haven't gotten along so far, but I'm willing to let bygones be bygones. How about you give me a doable, exciting, decent wilderness task? 124 mammoths. Whatever, man. All right, yeah, it's doable. We will be flicking for sure. Wait, do these have big bones to drop? Is that 124 big bones? Oh shit, it is. Oh, hot damn, that's 124 big bones. It's a lot of total health, too. That's 16,000 damage worth of killing mammoths, which will be 64,000 attack experience. Yeah, that's gonna take me all the way to 60 and then some. Well, Crystalia, I don't know if that was a good task or a bad task, but it is definitely a task. Thank you for nothing. Let's go kill 124 mammoths. Okay, that's cool. These do drop 1-dose prayer potions, which is an interesting way for us to get prayer potions on the account. Nice. This is one of the first things we've killed in the account that actually has access to the rare drop table. So far, anything we've killed has only had access to the gem drop table. We just picked up a 2th half of key, which technically that's on the gem drop table too, but it's far more likely on the rare table. 52 Slayer of that crazy elephant sound. Good God. Level 59 attack. There's our first Lauren's key on the account, but I'm gonna run back and bank this immediately.
Another one.
You heard it here first, I officially have a long bone. Oh, no way, the loop half of our key. All right, well, we're now able to complete a crystal key. That's kind of neat.
I just think they're neat.
Level 60 attack. We can now wield dragon weapons. I'm gonna switch back over to strength training for a bit. And 61 strength coming in just after that. Nice.
Another one.
Level 53 Slayer. Okay, that's 124 mammoths murdered. I guess mammoths aren't extinct in the world of RuneScape, but with our help, they soon can be. Alright, hopefully that was about a minute of clips for you and 3 hours for me, but all in all, mammoths, pretty great task. I got a shit ton of bones, some Lauren's keys, had a good time. As that was our first wilderness task, we need to do 4 more before we'll start getting points from Crystalia, but I think I'm going to wait a second before I do a bunch more Crystalia tasks. I wouldn't like to get stuck prayer flicking again for 3 hours right now, so I think we'll do some more chill Slayer in the meantime. What we can do, though, is roll our first Crystalia key. Now, I've got a 80% chance, so 4 to 5 times you click this button right now, it should be a key. So how's it sound, Crystalia? How about you give us a key for our 3 hours of prayer flicking mammoths? She does it. I missed the 80% chance. Oh, who made this shit? An absolute scam for sure, but we get to go do something really fun. We get to go take our 3 Lauren's keys and open them up at the big Lauren's chest deep in the wilderness. Hopefully we don't get PK doing this. That would be pretty sad. Not the most exciting drops there. 235 gold ore, 43 uncut ruby, and a bunch of swordfish. Still thrilling. You know, thrilling. The heart is pumping just because we're in the wilderness, as it is. You know, I don't know how people ever get over that. The PKers of this world. Every time I step foot in the wilderness, my beehole is so clenched. It's just a natural response, really. Killing mammoths for 3 hours was a good opportunity to raise yet another cat. Gertrude, I will take another kitten, please. Thank you very much. I am such a bozo. In my excitement of completing my 200th Slayer assignment earlier and moving on to do some Crystalia tasks in the wilderness, we never actually rolled the key for killing Bryophita, killing the moss giant task earlier. So let's go ahead and get that one logged. And we don't get a key anyway. Well, now I don't feel so bad about it. Fuck you, Vanica. I'm thinking after that mammoth-sized mammoth task, we will... that was a dumb joke. I'm laughing at my own bad joke. We will go and send 9 Mashna tasks in a row. We'll speed through that, and then we'll pop over to Vanica for task number 210. Is that where we're up to? Damn. Let's hit it. Oh my god, I just got my cheeks clapped by Obor. This boss is so much harder than Bryophita when you don't have like the right tools for the job. Like, I only have access to bind for 5 seconds if I were to do this with magic. We're gonna keep our giant's keys banked for now and finish this task normally. And that is 9 Mashna tasks completed, bringing us to 209 tasks. We'll get ourselves out of this little dungeon-a-roo here, and then we will do a Giga roll in Slayerscape before we head over to Vanica. I do love me a Giga roll, even if we don't get a ton of keys, but I'm feeling some keys, you know? I'm feeling some keys. I'm thinking Mashna right now. I'm thinking he's gonna bless us with 3 keys in this Giga roll, bringing us to 9, I can't do math, 8 Slayer keys. That's my prediction. That's my shot call. All right, so we are going to press this button 9 times for our 9 completed Mashna tasks. Let's do it. Two keys. All right, well, I was pretty close. You know, whatever, man. What's up, Van Helsing? My new nickname for Vanica. Can I get a task, please? Oh, 64 jellies. Oh, that's a neat one. Okay, well, I think we're headed back to the Catacombs of Kren for this one, but jellies actually have some decent drops. What's interesting about there being 64 of these jellies is that is exactly the drop rate for the rune kite shield they have a chance to drop. There's also a 1 in 128 for a rune full helm, so we could see that as well. 1 in 64 is also the drop rate for a hard clue scroll from jellies. So I don't know, maybe we'll get our first hard clue casket from this. Oh, and that reminds me of something. Let's teleport upstairs for a second. During those last 9 Mashna tasks, we managed to pick up our first medium casket. The Kettlebell Pawn are actually proving to be a pretty decent source of medium clue scrolls. Didn't even have to juggle. This was from a 3-stepper with 1 step to dig outside of Brimhaven, 1 step digging outside of the Draenor Bank, and 1 step teaching Auto Godblessed how to count to 2. Without further ado, let's open our first medium casket on the account. We got 12 law runes. We got ourselves a green d'hide body. That sucks. You can't equip that until you're done Dragon Slayer, can you? And we get 900 coins. Well, kind of a bummer. Not a great medium clue scroll. Would have been really funny if I got like Rangers or something. We might be moving right past medium clue scrolls into hard clue scrolls with these jellies. Let's see how that goes. And here we are at the warped jellies. Here in the Kurend Catacombs. These are level 112. They are chunk, they are thick, they are gooey, and they will take me a long time to kill. Probably like maybe 2 minutes to kill each, so this might be a 2-hour task or something like that. I'm sort of just guessing, eyeballing based on the stats and based on how mammoths went earlier, but the potential for rewards here is very high, so yeah, I'm really looking forward to this task. Let's get it started. All right, and that's what a kill is gonna look like. We got a black 2-hand sword, not too exciting, but let's kill 63 more of these and see what happens. That was so bizarre. I just stepped into this corner of the room to kill a jelly, and you can see I unlocked a music track, Rugged Terrain. In just these tiles here, for some reason, this music track is unlocked. That is so bizarre. I pulled it up on the wiki, and I'm not the first person to make this discovery, but strangely, for some reason, that music track is tied to these tiny little tiles here. That's a neat little discovery. Oh, snap, we got a drop. My kitten is standing on it, but that is a rune full helm. Nice, a little upgrade to our rune med helm. Makes us look absolutely fly as hell. Gives you that free-to-play 2006 era RuneScape nostalgia, just looking at it. Pretty sick stuff. All right, back to the jellies. And the next drop comes in just after the rune full helm. A couple kills later, we get the mithril boots. Oh, wow. Okay, so we got the 1 in 64 boots. We got the 1 in 128 helm. If we can get that 1 in 64 rune kite shield, we will be just absolutely kitted out by these jellies. This is stupendous. I'm having so much goddamn fun smacking jellies while one tick flicking. Let's keep it going. Oh my god, we are so gaming. We are absolutely gaming. We got the rune kite shield as well at a 1 in 64 drop. We got 28 more jellies left to kill, so it is safe to say we were pretty spooned on getting the drops here. That's the rune full helm, the rune kite shield, and the mithril boots. Oh, you know, they're not crazy drop rates yet. We're talking about a 1 in 64, something you can kill, you know, 100 of an hour or more, so it's not the craziest drop in the world, but I am freaking ecstatic about this. This is just so sick, man. The other 1 in 128 drop you can get here, a drop of 10 thread. I have no idea why this is on the drop table for warp jellies. This is very strange. An incredibly cheap, common, easy to get item. I guess this is just here to like make life harder for chunkers or something who otherwise wouldn't have access to thread, and then this forces them into some obtuse, ridiculous level 80 something grind. I don't know. Weird one.
Another one.
It's a 64 jellies task complete. Man, did we get some loot. We managed to pull the rune full helm 3 times despite its 1 in 128 drop chance. We of course got the rune kite shield and 3 drops of the mithril boots. Some other runes and goodies, some gold. No hard clue scrolls, which is a little bit of a bummer, but honestly, given that we hit the rest of the drops on a 64 jellies task, I am not complaining. Hey, that guy likes the vids. Thanks, brother. Well, let's not forget to hop into Slayerscape and get our Vanica task for 64 jellies logged. And we get a key, bringing us up to 8 keys. That's a lot of keys. That's a lot of potential to unlock some things on the board and progress some skills and quests. We're still looking for the Ardoin Easy Diary to increase our cat death rune income. We're on the lookout for any of the prerequisites to Cabin Fever, as well as the Cabin Fever quest itself. And then there are some other attractive things we'd like to find, like still looking for the Temple of the Eye quest to get into runecrafting a bit more, the Haunted Mine to get Salve Amulet and access to Tarn's Lair, some other good stuff like that. We'll also want to find Lost City, hopefully soon, so that we can unlock Kaeldar as our next Slayer Master, because we are starting to burn away at these two. We'll be done Mashna before we know it, and just starting to really chip away at Vanica's task. We've still got Krystelia to give us plenty of keys. We'll be able to do Konar and Neve anyway, so it's not like we need to find Kaeldar, but she will be a decent source for mid-game keys sooner than later. Looking around at the board, one thing I'd like to check on right now is just how close I am to level 30 Herblore. I actually suspect I can get there with everything I have banked right now, and then as soon as we get that finished, we'll reveal this tile, and we can immediately unlock 31 to 40 as well, so that we can keep lamping it any chance we get. So yeah, let's do a little bit of Herblore real quick. And level 26 Herblore, 27, 2 vials of water packs for hopefully 201 coins each as soon as this one restocks. And there we go. 28, 29. That's a bit of a bummer. I'm out of Herblore supplies now. I thought I had enough to make it to 30, but I now realize I was counting Harlander with volcanic ash to make compost potions, but I don't actually have access to volcanic ash right now, so whoops. For now, we will hop back into the Slayerscape grid, and we've got some decisions to make as to what we're going to do next. Actually, thinking of Herblore, Galaxy Brain Play, if we complete Shades of Morton right now, the 2k Herblore XP should put us to level 30, allowing us to claim this tile as well. So I think we'll try to combo those together. I'm gonna have to potentially spend a bit of GP to complete this quest. The wiki says it will cost like 5,000 plus, but I don't know why the wiki says you need 5,000 plus coins to do this quest. I actually think there's some ways to make it even cheaper. For now, let's get this unlocked and we will go do the Shades of Morton. I'm getting into the habit of making sure I just always track my gold, and I hope people are starting to trust that I'm faithful to my gold spending. I don't spend anything maliciously to like cook the books or anything, so I don't necessarily want to have to show every time I spend 1 coin on something like a chisel. So consider this the last time I show such a trivial amount of coins being spent. Here's one of those cost-saving measures I talked about. We'll make our own set of limestone bricks. Buying these from Razmeyer's builder shop would have cost us 561 coins. So yeah, get fucked, Razmeyer. Man, this episode is jam-packed and this quest does not feel worth talking about. So here's the short version. Find a book that teaches us about a potion, use the potion to heal some dudes, throw some extra virgin olive oil on a sacred flame, use the oil to burn some shade remains. And that's quest complete. We get 3 quest points, 2,000 crafting XP, 2,000 Herblore, and we now have access to the Shades of Morton minigame, the minigame teleport to get here, which is really going to be nice for future shade tasks. Oh, and 30 Herblore, nice. Okay, I'm getting hit by a freaking shade right now. Let me get out of here. That's Shades of Morton complete. Let's hop into Slayerscape and claim the Shades of Morton tile. See what we reveal. Valador achievement. It's never Ardoin. We never get Ardoin. And fletching. That is so funny. Fletching is just all in one place like that. You know, the board is randomly distributed and I guess it's just decided fletching is they're just homies. Fletching just sticks together. Let's not forget to claim our 21 to 30 Herblore tile now that we have 30 Herblore from that quest reward. and we reveal, nice, okay, cooking. Oh, we can bring cooking from 21 to 30. That's actually really great because we need 30 cooking to be able to do big chompy bird hunting, which is on the path to do cabin fever. Of course, cooking is only unlocked up to level 20 right now, but as has been the case every time I get a cooking tile, basically, cooking is just so hard not to over level. It's already sitting at level 38. We're actually going to go spend the key right now to unlock and claim 21 to 30 cooking. See what we reveal. Icthlarin's Little Helper. Okay, a cat-based quest. We are a fan of cats, but I think the play now that we have that 30 cooking is going to be to do big chumpy bird hunting. The problem here is that I have neglected my range levels, so I think we're going to go do at least one Slayer task. We'll do it all with range and get the level 30 range we need to complete this quest. Okay, we've got ourselves a skeleton task. We actually immediately got the range level, so we're 29. A little bit more ranging here. It should come pretty quick. We'll get to 30 ranging and get back to questing. All right, and there's level 30 ranged. I actually have 28 more skeletons to kill on this task, but I'm just so excited to get back to questing. I don't want to, I'm not in a Slayer mood. I'm in a Slayer escape mood, you know? I want to be progressing this grid and discovering the next tile, the next thing we want to chase. So now that we've got 30 range, we are ready to go complete big chompy bird hunting. And we have another quest not worth me writing a meme-based interpretation of. TLDR, a hungry ogre sucks at shooting a bow, so we do it instead. Unlike meal prepping gym weirdos, the ogres actually like their chicken seasoned, so we put a little effort into preparing it for them to eat. Quest complete. You get a whole bunch of crap for this. 2 quest points, 1470 cooking, some range XP, which we're pretty short on, so we don't mind that. Not the most exciting quest, but what is exciting, what is very exciting, is getting to claim this on the Slayerscape grid to reveal 3 tiles. Oh, I already see a medium shop allowance, and we're gonna frickin' send that immediately, honestly. Holy Grail! Holy shit, it's Holy Grail! Okay. I'm pretty sure we can go do this quest immediately, and it gives a ton of prayer XP and defense XP. This is another really classic, essential early game quest that you would usually do as soon as you make your account. We're just doing them a little later as we have to discover them on the Slayerscape grid. We will definitely go do Holy Grail. Let's first check out what was this other quest. Forgettable Tale. No, more like Forgettable Quest. I don't think we'll be doing this one. I'm just so tempted to pick up this medium shop allowance right now. That's going to reveal 3 tiles. We'll pick this up. Maybe it'll be my regrettable decision for the episode. Nice, 6,680 coins, not bad. We found construction 41 to 50. Hey, didn't we find another high value construction? 51 to 60. Not an ideal skill to train. Let's see what else we got. The watchtower. That's funny. We were just in this area. We were just in the Yanil area of the game, but not sure I'm too enthusiastic about doing the watchtower quest right now. The enlightened journey quest. Weirdly, somehow, I don't know how this ties into the game, but this is a requirement for doing Monkey Madness 2. We didn't find any tiles that are too exciting, and we are once again, our progress is blocked by something that will be difficult for us to achieve. Unlucky. But that's okay, we've got other ways to progress right now. I think Holy Grail is going to be our next quest. I'm going to do a quick check of the requirements for Holy Grail. This quest literally requires nothing to complete except for Excalibur, which we already have from Merlin's Crystal. This is a done deal. Let's go on a quest for the Holy Grail. Holy Grail, a quest about nepotism. King Arthur tasks us with recovering the titular sippy cup. We catch up with Merlin, who's moved on from healing crystals to tarot reading. He tells us to seek someone on the island of Entrana and to track down Sir Galahad. The High Priest on Entrana doesn't know or care what the fuck we're talking about, but luckily a nice woman that Jagex has once again decided to just name Crone gives us a ton of useful information. There is a Fisher King who has the Grail but is also dying. The Fisher Realm can be visited by blowing on a magic whistle at the point where the 6 stone statues around the world all face. The whistles are in Draenor Manor, but can only be seen while holding an object from the realm. We go to Sir Galahad, who has apparently been to the Fisher Realm, and he reluctantly parts with a mysterious crusty bit of cloth from the Holy Land. We grab some magic whistles, head to the warp gate, and blow vigorously. In the Fisher Realm, we solve the riddle of what weapon the Black Knight Titan is vulnerable to. We enter the Holy Castle and find the Fisher King, who is indeed dying, ironically after failing to champion universal health care for the citizens of his realm. He tells us we must restore his kingdom's glory before we can claim the Grail. To do so, we must seek his replacement, his son Percival, who, despite having no background in diplomacy or kingdom management of which to speak, is the perfect guy for the job. King Arthur tells us that Percival has been gone for months on a quest to find the Boots of Arcaneses, which can be located by blowing on some golden feathers. He hands us one such feather, and so once again the solution is enthusiastic blowing. We follow the feather and find Percival participating in some light rope play with a few goblins. We tell him the deal with his father, hand him a magic whistle, and off he goes with completely unearned confidence to rule as the new Fisher King. Back at the magically restored castle, we pillage the grail, zip back to Camelot, and demonstrate to King Arthur that the rest of his knights are really just dead weight. And that's quest complete. 2 quest points, 11,000 prayer XP, 15,300 defense XP. A goated amount of XP from this quest. Just pours it on. See the levels we get from that? From 44 up to 46 prayer, and from 40 all the way up to 44 defense. Very nice. Ooh, and we're now level 70 combat. Excellent. Let's get the task claimed here in Slayerscape. See what we reveal here. Now, I'm really hoping this is something we want to do because I don't really want to do riveting tail. We're not doing this achievement diary yet. Scorpion catcher kind of sucks. There's not a lot of ways we're going to progress here. So hopefully this is something doable. The depths of despair. This is part of the Kurend storyline and is probably worth doing. It ultimately is needed for a kingdom divided. Now we'd have to complete Client of Kurend first, which was, where was Client of Kurend? Yeah, there it is. We've been putting this one off for a long time, but this is sort of also a necessary precursor to doing anything in Kurend. So I think with just 3 keys left, I'm thinking we might do Client of Kurend and do that right into Depths of Despair. Then we'll have a pretty nice teleport for getting to Kurend because it's so annoying for me to get to there right now. Yeah, I think that sounds like a plan. So let's go ahead and unlock Client of Kurend. This should be a really quick quest, so let's just go knock it out super fast like this. Our old pal Veos here asks us to be his little errand boy and go take some notes about the various people and places around the kingdom of Kurend. So we go and do a big old circle around the kingdom. After our tour, Veos hands us an orb to ponder by the dark altar. We fuck that up and it shatters. And then Veos exhibits symptoms of conjunctivitis. Well, anyway, that's quest complete. We get the Cardus Memoirs, we get 2 antique lamps. We're now able to use the Kurend Castle teleport, provided we have the magic level, which we don't. But most importantly, this is the quest that is a prerequisite to every other important quest in Kurend, including the Depths of Despair. Tile doesn't unlock anything for us, but we will get it claimed for the dopamine of adding little green check marks to everything in existence. I also think I'm going to keep up my pattern of always keeping Herblore unlocked ahead of what I have the resources to train to, because we just got 2 antique lamps that I would like to pour into Herblore immediately. So let's get that unlocked. And back in game, we can use our antique lamps on Herblore, getting us up to 31. Nice. We can make Marintil tar. Wonderful. We can track the herbivore on Fossil Island, provided we also have level 80 hunter. That is so funny that the requirements to do herbivore are 80 hunter and 31 herblore. Unlocking that 31 to 40 Herblore has put us down to 1 key, but I think I will use that 1 key on the Depths of Despair. And if you're wondering why I have a very different amount of gold than you might have seen in a previous clip, that's none of your damn business. Honestly, I know so little about the Kurend storyline that I can't even give like a high-level explanation of what is going to happen in this quest. I don't know these quests. I really don't know the Kurend questline super well. It's definitely a gap in my old school knowledge. All I can say for certain is I think at some point in this quest, you fight a big snake. That's literally the only thing I can remember about it. So if I'm right, the next clip will be me fighting a big snake. I knew I remembered something about a snake in this quest. My mind is a steel trap of RuneScape. And that is quest complete. We get a quest point, 4,000 coins, 1,500 illegal agility XP, and a memoir page, which is one of the things we really wanted. I don't want to talk to you, Hasidious guy. I don't want to see my illegal agility level. What I want to do is put the Lunch by the Lancaliums page into the Cardus Memoirs, and now this is a functional teleport. Oh, nice. It starts with 20 charges. Let's hop into Slayerscape and claim that tile for Depths of Despair. This is funny. This is a 3-tile reveal, but it's kind of like a weird one it's like doing a T-spin in Tetris, if that, does that clock? Whatever. Let's get this tile claimed. What do we find? Troll Stronghold? Okay, we actually skipped on doing Death Plateau ages ago, right at the beginning of the account. Maybe the Troll quest line is in our future, though. We got the Easy Western Provinces Achievement Diary. Wow, we just cannot find that Ardoin Diary. Yeesh. And what's this? 31 to 40 smithing. All right, well, we can push smithing quite a bit further. I think we have another smithing tile down here, 21 to 30. Pick up those 2 and get smithing all the way to 40. Oh, and this is one of our requirements, isn't it, for Cabin Fever? We need to get all the way to 50 smithing, so that is an excellent tile to find. But for now, we are plumb out of keys. We have no Slayer keys, so we are going to have to go get some more, hit up our Slayer Masters. I'm not sure where I want to go right now. I don't know, maybe I feel like trying more Wilderness Slayer? That could be fun. I can't quite decide, but you'll know where I go in the next clip right now. It's Mashna. We're doing a Mashna task. In fact, we're going to do 9 Mashna tasks. We're sitting at 210 tasks, so you'll hear from me again at 219 tasks after I rip through 9 Mashna tasks. Let's hit it. 40 skeletons, 17 cave bugs, 36 cockatrice, 23 flesh crawlers, 44 shades, 55 slayer, and 700 total level. 18 wall beasts, 31 scorpions, 30 crawling hands, and 13 cave bugs. 9 clicks of the complete task button. See how many keys we can get here. Ready? Okay, 2 keys came in. That seems about on rate with what our key drop rate was, so yeah, not too mad about it. Looks like we also got 146 allowance in total, not bad. And now we'll head off to do another Vanica task for our 220th Slayer assignment. 31 Turoths. Whoa, I can kill Turoths now? Oh, when we hit 55 earlier, I was thinking 55 meant something. Okay, I guess it means, do we need a leaf-bladed weapon? Purchasing a leaf-bladed spear, which is what we'll want in the future to be able to kill Turoths and Kuras, costs 31k, and that's a little more than we have in the old allowance right now over in Slayerscape. I think for now we're going to use our only block slot here at Vanica to block Turoths, and we'll unblock them when we're actually able to afford a leaf-bladed weapon. All right, let's pick up another task. 43 jellies. Awesome. Great task. Thank you, Vanica. That is 65 strength at the gelatinous cubes. And that's 43 jellies complete. Task number 220, bringing us to a total of 939 Slayer points. Basically got back the points we used to block Turoths earlier, so that's not bad. Also, can we acknowledge how absolutely cracked my RNG has been at these jellies with respect to rune full helms? That is a 1 in 128 drop. I have killed 105 jellies and received 6 of them. My RNG here is certified moist. Let's hop into Slayerscape and get that jellies task logged with Vanica. An 84.2% chance of a key, so surely. Yeah, all right. I talked a bit about how things are slowing down on this account, but that doesn't mean they have to slow down for you. So get ready for 9 more Mashna tasks in, I don't know, hopefully like 9 seconds if I edit this well. Wait, hang on. The 9-second Slayer thing will start in a moment, but I was about to head off and do the first task, which was 33 dogs. And then I realized looking at Mashna's task list, dogs are once again one of the least desirable tasks on there. Probably the only 2 things sort of worse than dogs would be killer watts and rock slugs. Those are kind of annoying, but at least those things have drop tables. So you know what? We're actually going to go ahead and we're going to block dogs on Mashna as well. No more dogs task for Mashna. Goodbye. Okay, now you'll see me do 9 Slayer tasks in 9 seconds if I edit this correctly. Blob Goblins, Fire Bros, Scorpy Boys, Krebs Bone Boys, Fleshlights, G-Holes, Zambies, and more Spice Lords. You may have spotted me do some maging and ranging as I ripped through those tasks. I even dropped like over 1,000 gold of my allowance on some water and air runes for the Spice Lords. And on that last Pyre Fiend's task, we managed to get ourselves a medium casket. Always exciting to open, so we'll pop that open here. Hey, collection log, a white headband. That is an item. That is one of the items of all time. I hope we can do a little better than 2 keys. Last time we just got 2 keys when we did 9 rolls. It's humble to ask for 3, right? I think 3 keys would be like, you know, a reasonable thing to request. Mashna, maybe we have 3 keys. Oof. Big oof. Mashed potatoes, you're fired. Vanica, what'll it be? 48 fire giants. Okay, we hit the roll for the task. Now we just need to hit the roll for the rune scimitar. 48 KC should give us about a 1 in 3 chance. All right, there's our first KC done, which is apparently a combat achievement. Okay. Little 62 attack coming in. Ooh, that's a 48 fire giants task done and dusted. Did it here in the Koran catacombs, hoping I'd get some dark totem pieces. We didn't see any of those. We also did not see a rune scimitar, so a bit of a scam. Get that Vanica task logged. and we get the key. At least we get a key for our hard work here. I keep trying new ways to make showing me doing 9 tasks somehow more interesting than the last, and I have an idea. I don't think it's the best idea, and in fact, it may be the worst way to show you 9 tasks, but I don't know. Let me know what you think about this one. Wow, that was awful. That was a terrible idea. That was just a cacophony of nonsense, a wall of sound. Well, I finished 9 tasks. Let's hop into Slayerscape. I do hope we do better on keys this time. I'm just kind of grinding Slayer. I'm not too worried about accumulating keys. The keys will come as we continue to work our way down the list, but I'd like to at least go on rate. We'd expect 2 keys. Is it humble to ask for 2 keys? Come on, Mashna. 2 keys, please. This motherfucker is just not giving me the keys right now. Whatever, man. Vanica, my manica. Where are we going? 27 Anku. Right on. Now that we are finally having to do a task on the 4th floor of the Stronghold of Security, I'm tired of being asked the security questions all the time. So we are at long last going to claim all the rewards from the Stronghold, and I'm going to drop them on the ground because they don't belong to me, but I don't want to be asked the damn security questions anymore. Here we are at the Cradle of Life, ceremonially dropping all 3 types of boots. And the 10,000 coins, this stuff didn't come from Slayer or from allowance or from an unlocked skill. It was ill-gotten gains that are being dropped to the ground. Goodbye forever. I was hoping we'd see the scepter piece from here, but we didn't get it yet, so we'll try again on a future Anku task. Log a task. Get a key. We are in the home stretch of a 250 Slayer task streak, so I say we keep on ripping it. We rip it through 10 more tasks here and hit our 250th Slayer assignment. It's time for task 249, zombies, and we're making some bold moves. My combat level is 74, so if we squeeze out a bit more XP than usual with this task, we could get to 75 and then take our 250th task with Konar Quomatin. The zombies here in the Shazian Crypts have 54 HP, and if we put all the XP towards defense, we might be able to just barely make this happen. I've also just found that these zombies have a 1 in 60 chance to drop the rune scimitar. We have 43 to kill on task, giving us about a 50-50 chance at the drop. Let's do this. All right, we've got a magic skeleton here, a ranged zombie there. We really want a ranged zombie close to no one else, I guess, would be the best. And then we can just flick that guy alone. That looks like a melee zombie all the way over there. If we can get there and have nothing else aggroed to us, this could be an option. Let's see. So we expect to aggro this guy. And then we expect to aggro this guy. Is that guy gonna follow us all the way here? All right, we're good to kill this one now. Oh, all right. I guess we can try to kill this one real quick while we're waiting. Okay, the melee responds quicker than I thought it would. All right, this is gonna work. Keep grinding them like this. Oh, okay, I just crunched the numbers, and with 23 more zombies left, if I do them all at the ones down in the crypt to potentially get us the rune scimitar, I won't get the HP level before the task ends, and I really want to get that hit points level and another defense level to get our combat level within striking distance of getting to 75, and hopefully we'll be able to finish off the rest of the level with prayer. That way we can take that. I really want to do that 250th task with Konar, so unfortunately, we're going to have to sacrifice our chance at the rune scimitar here. There are these higher HP zombies, and if we kill the level 72s here and maybe a couple of level 70s, it should give us just enough XP before we complete the task to put us over the line to 61 HP and 47 defense, getting us just a little bit closer to that 75 combat level we're looking for. There's the 47 defense. Okay, we got 2 KC remaining. We need 86 more XP, so we should just barely get the level. I am glad I switched from the 54 HP zombies to make sure we squeezed out this level, because we're just gonna barely get it. That's level 61 HP. We're at 74.675 combat level. You can see we need 4 prayer levels. So our only opportunity after we get this 1 zombie KC to get to level 75 in time is going to be by leveling prayer. All right, let's finish this task. With the task complete, it's time to exhaust our stack of big bones from mammoths and giants and see if we can get all the way to 75 combat. It's 49, one more to go. No, a PKer now, come on, I'm so close, dude, please. Okay, that's level 50 prayer and 75 combat. After 249 Slayer tasks with level 75 combat and all of our new armor, we are ready to take on Konar Quomatin. Well, almost ready. There's just one thing I forgot to equip. Oh my god! No way! No way on our third kill! What? Yes! Oh, the legendary! The rune scimitar, one of RuneScape's most iconic weapons. While most accounts could have one within a few hours, mine took me over 100. But I've never felt more ready to take on my next Slayer assignment. So, Konar, what'll it be? Alright, so I made a big deal about a rune scimitar. What are you gonna do, subscribe? Whatever. Thank you to all my members here on YouTube, with a special shout out to those in the Runite tier: Abdul Bari, Club Gather, Dulf, Fluferton, Freya Maid, GFFF25, Levi Donset, Magi Arabia Gaming, Mick Skip, Rattret, Robin Maitland, Rodrigo Cassis, St. Pablo, Sneezy, That Damn Realtor, The Crybin, Valdemar Strumblood, Vigard, and Will Wonder.